don't know, I just like being specific and scientific, you know, that's my background. We use some old wrapping paper. It's organised chaos. Yeah, I have a lot in my life to be grateful for. Birthday. I will bring you along as I make his cake, and I'll show you a couple of presents that I'm going to get him. This morning I'm going to be catching up with one of my closest friends for coffee, and yeah, she's such a blessing to me. We have that kind of friendship where we just talk each other's ears off and don't realise that 3 hours has passed. I know that this video is a little bit different from some of my other videos, but I realised that when I was making the more sermon-like videos with the nice aesthetic b-roll, it was something for me to hide behind, and it wasn't taking a position of humility, and it came across as I have it all figured out. And I just want to reassure you that I don't have it all figured out, and the purpose of this channel is for me to take you along as I become a better homemaker. The process of sanctification is the Holy Spirit refines me, and so I never want to come across as holier than thou, as you know, I am so much better than everyone. And listen to me, I am only 23. I've been married for less than a year and a half. I've only been a homemaker for less than a year and a half. So I am very much in the learning stage. I don't know everything, but that is also exciting. So without further ado, I'm gonna head off to grab coffee with my friend, and I'll bring you along. Got back from coffee with my friend, and yeah, it was lovely. We caught up about a lot. Another car just arrived, so they're watching me. It's funny. Haha. This is a bit awkward. Next stop is grocery shopping, and I'm also going to grab some candles and such. So let's go. I just got home, and I'm going to put these groceries away. Before I do that, I'll show you what I got just quickly, and then I'm going to have a bit of a late lunch, and then we can get on to making the cake. Okay, I'm not going to do a proper grocery haul, but I just got some bread, milk, crackers, 2 types of pasta, and we get espresso. It's our little treat. Potatoes, olive oil, 2 cans of whole tomatoes, some coconut milk for curry, butter, and you can get that cheaper at the warehouse, which in New Zealand is kind of like Costco or Walmart. Salami for sandwiches, cheese, cream for the cake, eggs, whole chicken, garlic, onions, lemon, some carrots, lettuce for sandwiches, tomato paste and celery. And then for the cake I got some frozen raspberries for the filling. I'm going to do a raspberry compote, and chocolate for the ganache for the cake, normal chocolate for eating, and then 24 candles. So this is a bit of a bigger shop than normal. I normally wouldn't be buying like the cake stuff, but all up it was 153 New Zealand dollars. I normally spend around 130 to 140, so not too much over budget this week. So I'm going to put these away and have some lunch, and then we'll get onto the cake. I finished lunch and had a cup of tea, and now we are ready to start on the cake. So I've got my apron on and I've got a matching ribbon that matches my jumper, which fills my heart with delight. And yeah, we can get going on the cake. So we're going to be making a birthday cake for my husband. It's going to be a dark chocolate mud cake with chocolate ganache and raspberry compote filling. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce compote. Anyway, a little bit of a backstory on this cake. I first made it for my husband in 2019 when he was turning 20, which seems crazy to me that I made his 20th birthday cake, and now we're married and he's turning 24. He absolutely loved that cake and he requested that I make it again. That was his one birthday request. He's not really a man that makes requests for his birthday. I really want to make this special cake for him. It's just after 2:30 now, so we're on a little bit of a time pressure because I don't want it to eat into cooking dinner. So we're going to try and get it finished before my husband comes home so that the surprise is still veiled. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. The recipe for the cake is from Parisian Farm Girl, and it's her German dark chocolate cake. I'm not going to be doing her frosting with the pecans, but I am going to be using the cake recipe. I'm going to use these two pie dishes instead of a spring form because the only spring form I have is really tall and I only have one. So to speed up the cooking time, I want to split it into these two, but we might have a little bit of trouble getting them out. We'll see. I'm going to line them and hopefully it'll work out okay. I'll put it on the back of a spoon and I'll add it a little bit over time to slowly raise the temperature. I'm sure I'm probably being over precautious, but I don't know. I just like being specific and scientific, you know, that's my background, so it's fun. The reason why you want to add boiling water to a chocolate cake specifically is because cocoa powder can be bloomed. Something about the heat. Maybe it's because certain flavours come out better when they're given a chance to have a head start on being warmed. I'll have to look it up and then I'll tell you after I put these in the oven. Alright, I'm just going to pop these in the oven. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I looked up why blooming cocoa powder in a chocolate cake or in general is helpful. I found some information on the spruceeats.com. When cocoa powder is made, between the shell of the cocoa pod and the bean, there's a thin membrane that remains when harvesting cocoa powder, and when you add a hot liquid to it, that allows the membrane to loosen and the actual cocoa powder particles to separate, and that's what you're tasting, more of the cocoa powder particles rather than the membrane, and that's why it works. It's 4:10 now. My husband will probably come home in around an hour, so I've got to finish this up quickly. Recipe for the raspberry compote I am using is from Chelsweet.com, and I'll have all the recipes I use linked in the description. It calls for 500 grams of frozen raspberries. I only have 400 grams, so I got ChatGPT to change the measurements for me accordingly. Okay, cool. I think that this is about the consistency that we're wanting. So I'm going to let this cool down a bit and then I will stick it in the fridge overnight. Now I'm just going to let everything cool and I'm going to tidy up a little bit. Then quickly before my husband gets home, I am going to wrap his present. Let's go. To my spare room / office / sewing space. For a while now, my husband has wanted to get a copy of The Confessions by St. Augustine. I picked up this 1951 version from hard to find bookstores in Dunedin. This was $10. I'm so stoked. We are both really into vintage, old style. I guess I wouldn't necessarily say vintage as in 40s, 50s. We both really like old English farmhouse aesthetics. He grew up in a 1860s farmhouse, and that's where we spent the COVID lockdown together with his parents and his brother, and that was a good trial by fire of me to see whether I would be good marriage material for him. But it all worked out and it was such a beautiful time together. So I have really fond memories of their home and personally really love that style as well. So I'm just going to show you some shots of this. Will and I usually joke when we read books like this because he's doing a PhD, and anytime we see beautiful typography, we both think, oh, this would make for a great thesis font or great thesis inspiration. So hopefully he will be inspired by this as well as spiritually enriched. I am going to reuse some old wrapping paper. I'm one of those people. But this paper isn't too rumpled and he won't mind. Thinking of this pretty ribbon. Obviously, I probably find a bit more pleasure in the aesthetic of the wrapping, but I know that he appreciates the thought and the intentionality behind it as well. Alrighty, so the present is all wrapped. I have one last thing that I want to do for him for tomorrow. I want to write him a thank you note, just appreciating and affirming him. He really is blessed by words of affirmation, and I'm reminded of the proverb, you know, a wise woman builds her home, but a foolish one tears it down. There's lots in Proverbs about being a wife who does good to your husband, builds him up rather than tears him down. You know, there's quite a popular trope in culture at the moment to undermine your husband, say that he's just, you know, a child, can't do anything for himself. And so I really want to take it upon me to bless him and acknowledge all the things that he does and take a moment to notice those things. Yeah, because, you know, we all love feeling appreciated, but I just think that this will really bless him. was in a meeting, so I couldn't give the sweets to him in person, but that's okay. It's not about me getting public celebration or praise at the end of the day. It's about blessing him. So I really hope he enjoys those sweets. I actually noticed that someone else had given him something as well, so he'll have lots of sweeties. Now I'm just gonna have some morning tea. It's just past 10. I'll do the breakfast dishes and hang the washing out, then we can get on to decorating the cake. Another reason why I wanted to do this kind of video is because you'll hopefully get to see me become a better homemaker over time. A big project that I need to undertake is the pantry. I'll bring you over. So you guys would have seen in the background of Ollie's meowing at a birdie that he can't get. Ollie! It's okay! You guys would have seen in the background of my videos this pantry that is just really disorganized. So it's organized chaos. But yeah, I would love to do a project organizing it. You can see I have a few systems in place. I'll turn you around. I have my onions, potatoes and garlic in this basket, and I would love to get more containers and jars. Just because it's open shelving, everything needs to be more presentable. I would love to get a bread box to put on the shelf. And I even thought about making like this into a bench where we can have the jug, because this has a power plug, so that could be kind of cool. So let me know if you guys would like to see me transforming this space into something a bit more aesthetic, presentable, easily maintainable. I would love to like sew a skirt for this to cover this. I don't think I would do it for the whole thing. I think that might be a bit much. So yeah, let me know what you guys think and if you would enjoy seeing that. Alrighty, so as promised, we're going to finish off the cake. I put some inspo pics here. We're going for something pretty simple. So I'm going to do quite a runny ganache, and then in the middle we'll put the raspberry compote. I have made ganache before, and as I said, this is what we did for Will's 20th birthday cake. I'm running a little bit out of steam, probably because I've been out already. So I'm just gonna try and get this cake underway so it can be all done and the ganache can solidify in time for this evening when we want to eat it. This is the cake that we made yesterday. Kind of stuck together, but that's fine. But it came out of the tins just fine, and it looks to be quite moist. In terms of storage, I just put it under a tea towel and then out on the bench or in the pantry overnight. Cakes tend to dry out in the fridge, so I want this to be nice and moist. this is kind of Bundy. Bundy means like hick in New Zealand, I think. I'm going to put the cake on top of that, and that way I can pour over the ganache all over the cake. It will glaze it in a beautiful way, and this tray will catch it underneath. And I'll clean it so that I can reuse the ganache, like, I don't know, for eating, for snacking. It'd be a shame to waste it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Alrighty, the cake is done. It might turn into a bit of a fire hazard, but I'm sure it'll be lovely. Now I'm gonna have a bit of a cleanup party, and then I will show you what I normally do to prepare for company. Will's parents and brother are coming over for cake after dinner, and they're watching this. They know me, they love me, so I'm not too worried, but it's nice to prepare my home for guests so that they're extra comfortable. For that, I'm going to clean up and drink some water. I'm feeling a bit dehydrated, to be honest, and all that sugar from the cake I think is making it worse. So I'm gonna try and freshen up, get some energy back, and yeah, get on. Alrighty, that made me feel way better. I think I was just cooped up inside for a bit too long, and yeah, I just needed to get some fresh air. Gardening always makes me feel so much better. I just want to encourage you, we all have slumps, and I have chosen in the past to just go by my feelings and say there's no escaping this, but often there are just some little things that I can do that pull me out of it, and remember that we're told not to become slaves to anything, and that includes our emotions. I'm just so grateful that, you know, we made this cake, and I have a garden that I can go out and be in, and yeah, I have this lovely family and my husband that I get to celebrate tonight. So my life is full of really good things, and even if sometimes I do have afternoon slumps and I feel a little bit icky or discouraged even, yeah, I have a lot in my life to be grateful for, and that motivates me to keep going and not go by my feelings of just wanting to give up. because we're called to so much more. There's so much more out of life than just, yeah, throwing in the towel. So yeah, I'm going to clean my bathroom for my wonderful family. I'm gonna get changed into a outfit for dinner. So let's go and start the bathroom. Okie dokie, so we're a little bit short on time, so I'm gonna have to choose wisely as to what I do. I think they are coming in around 15 minutes, so I just want to change the tablecloth and change out of my stuff that I was in today, and then we should be good to go. Alrighty my dears, I'm gonna finish up the vlog there, but we had a lovely evening. The cake was a hit. Everyone really enjoyed it actually. But yeah, let me know if you'd like more videos like this where I'm showing a bit more of my life. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely day, whatever time you're watching this. And you're welcome to subscribe if you'd be interested in more videos like this, or Christian living through the lens of homemaking. I hope you have a wonderfully blessed day, and bye for now.